The exploitation of internally displaced persons for commercial gain by government officials and non-governmental organizations in Nigeria is the result of an absence of a legislation on how IDPs should be managed. A clergyman who is an expert on migration, Reverend Father Emeka Obiezu, stresses that the adoption of an existing policy framework on IDP is a first step in defining how to effectively manage them. Sifonesian reports that above everything else is a desire by the IDPs to return to their homestead.
Chalkule Lawa has lived in an IDP camp in Abuja for 4 years. He fled his village in Gwoza Local Council of Borno State in August 2014 in the wake of a Boko Haram attack.
When the Boko Haram insurgency started, we run to Cameroon. Then, as we run to Cameroon, we stayed there for over 2 months. From there, we see so far it's not our country. It's better for us to come into our country. We now left Cameroon to come through Adamawa. And by then, Adamawa State was not safe by the insurgency. And now we said, let's go to a safer place for us. And now we came to Abuja.
He and other IDPs survive on relief materials from humanitarian agencies. But having lived so long in a camp, they are concerned that their situation is evolving into a permanent one, exposing them to exploitation. At this meeting on migration and development attended by Lawa, this Christian cleric, who is an expert on migration, explains that IDPs like Lawa have stayed in camps beyond the 6 months emergency period, and a long-term solution is required in managing them.
And the federal government of Nigeria has an agency that deals with emergency situation, which is National Emergency Management Agency. And they always step up to action to respond to that emergency need. But the situation with IDP, just like other migratory dimensions, is that when you extend the period of emergency, then you become to have a more sustainable perennial issues. And so you demand a different kind of attention. And that attention is what is required in terms of durable solution. A solution that will ensure that all the situations that are responsible for their displacements are out of place, and their rights as human beings are not for any reason denied them on the account of their displacement.
In the meantime, Obiezu advocates for the adoption of a policy framework which is presently before the federal government as a first step towards securing a legislation that will determine how IDPs should be managed. For Lawal, no policy can be as enduring as getting them back to their homestead.
Our problem is our various homes. We need to go back to our homes.
While the security challenges that cause their displacement persist, IDPs like Lawa desire a better livelihood devoid of exploitation. Sifonesian, TVC News, Abuja.